Welcome back to the 14th and final episode of Inside Politics. I'm Rianda Wenther. Starting with number 5. On Sunday, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill that bans sanctuary cities in the state of Texas. This bill establishes civil penalties along with criminal penalties for law enforcement and local government entities that do not comply with immigration laws and detention requests. This new law will fine any government entities up to $25,500 each day the law is violated. Number 4. Mark Green, President Donald Trump's nomination for Army Secretary, announced this past Friday that he is withdrawing his name from consideration. This withdrawal follows backlash against controversial statements Green has made in the past on evolution, Islam, and LGBT issues. Number 3. On Monday, Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture, signed a new proclamation that reduces school meal nutritional requirements for the upcoming school year that were set by the Obama administration in 2012. States will now be able to grant exemptions to schools that can't meet the whole grain rich standard, and meal programs will be able to serve students 1% flavored milk. Number 2. Over the weekend, Ryan Zink, Interior Secretary, traveled to the Bears Ear National Monument in Utah to meet with stakeholders in Salt Lake City and around the National Monument following the executive order that Trump signed last month that reviews presidential power to designate lands as national monuments. It's expected that Trump will begin the process to roll back protection of designated lands, being the first president to do so if he shrinks the Bears Ear National Monument. And finally, number 1. On Thursday of last week, House Republicans passed their plan to replace the Affordable Care Act with a vote of 217 to 213. This new health care bill will eliminate the tax penalty for those who are unable to have health insurance coverage, will eliminate the income-based tax credits and subsidies available under the Affordable Care Act. It will also eliminate almost all taxes included in the Affordable Care Act that paid for the subsidies that assisted individuals with buying insurance, and it will maintain protections for people with pre-existing conditions but excludes various conditions. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Inside Politics. Now, if you'd like to hear a breakdown of varying opinions for this week's number 1 news story, stay tuned as I'll be going right into Inside Politics editorial. This week's number 1 news story is over the GOP healthcare bill that was passed through the House last week. To begin, Ohio Republican Governor John Kasich stated on CNN's State of the Union that the new bill is inadequate and his party is only trying to fulfill a campaign promise by passing it through. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, White House Deputy Press Secretary, said on Friday that the White House expects changes to be made to the bill, but the main pillars will remain the same. Republican Tom Reed of New York said in a statement that the House's passage of the new health care plan is a great victory for the American people. House Speaker Paul Ryan told ABC News in an interview that he is not worried about the possibility of Republicans losing congressional seats in the 2018 midterm elections and voter backlash over the new bill. Republican Senator Suzanne Collins said in a statement that at this point there seems to be more questions than answers about its consequences. And Republican Senator Ted Cruz told ABC News that he still has many concerns about the bill. That concludes this week's episode of Inside Politics and Inside Politics editorial. This is the final episode for this school year. I'd like to thank you for your continuous support for this segment, and we'll be continuing and growing it next school year. So make sure to check back in August for the next episode of Inside Politics. I'm Rianda Wenther, and I'll see you next time.